And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Already here, they'll audible to something else. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Now they'll change things around before the snap. Here's Milton.
Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that falls incomplete.
To throw is Milton. He's got his man, Thornton.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. 39 yards. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Up the middle with Barkley.
And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will.
It's been a long season, but he still looks fresh running the football. He knows his guys are 1 game away from a Super Bowl, so he's going to give it all he's got, and that's a heck of a run right there.
Now on 1st and goal, a chance to get a leg up in this NFC title game.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Saquon Barkley. A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Panthers have struck first in this NFC title game. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
And this one fielded in the end. It won't be returned, so it'll come out to the 30.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
On play action, Rodgers. And he's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
I like his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And again, it's Chubb. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want. And other times, the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Play action. Now it's Rodgers.
Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
Waddle, the motion man, right. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch.
Now this is good for a first down, his 2nd grab of this NFC Championship bout.
Here's Milton now to throw.
This is caught. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown.
Tyquan Thornton.
27 yards.
And the Panthers lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
They couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Rodgers.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Panther touchdown.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all three phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Now, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one. And what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football. Let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They give the Chubb out of the gun, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Rodgers' throw caught here by Dulcich.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard.
Here now, 3rd and a yard.
Handoff comes to Chubb. He will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A run for Nick Chubb.
He'll get this down to the 38.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
They're going to run. Here's Connor. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
They'll get that one out quickly to Brown. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 3.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown!
Greg Dulcich
From 13 yards out.
And the Lions are able to cut into that deficit. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bullying his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Dan Campbell makes the call. His guys will go for 2 here.
Here's Chubb to try to run it in. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone, drive 2.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway.
Inside the 20, Saquon Barkley.
Touchdown, Carolina. Saquon Barkley with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Panthers continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead opens up now to 22 points. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hopefully they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. He finds his man, complete. It's Brown. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
2 minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Here's Rodgers to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved. A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Following the penalty, Chubb. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now a 2nd and 10. On play action. Now Rodgers. Quick throw, finding Dulcich. And the Lions are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Chubb will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Chubb, and he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Nick Chubb taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Lions get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
For as good as Nick Chubb is in the open field, he's every bit as good when they line him up down near the goal line. He's a speed back between the 20s, but a power back down close. And he forces his way into the end zone.
And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded in the end zone, but he'll decide against bringing it out. So they'll take over at the 30. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
To throw, it's Milton. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Throwing is Milton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
picked off by Marquise Bell. And the Lions are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable, and there's two schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers.
Got his man, it's Dulcich.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Rodgers now to throw. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race.
Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Panthers will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground.
And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they have work to do in this second half if they want to earn that berth to the Super Bowl.
And I'm pretty sure this is where their coaches at halftime were saying don't panic and then demonstrating it by not making a lot of drastic changes to the game plan. Let's just get back to doing what we've been doing all year long. That should be more than good enough.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. He finds his man complete. It's Brown.
It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
From the gun on third down, Rodgers. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the return will stop right around the 25. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Adave Owe just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he'll go down at the 28.
And even 100 yards rushing for him now in the ballgame as he goes over the century mark with the AFC title on the line.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
Touchdown, Panthers.
Chris Godwin.
28 yards.
And the Panthers take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball.
And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
Picked off by Damone Clark.
And they'll take over.
Tripping off grades, I just be making up different reasons for my way. I pick enough to keep it up, but ain't no thing straight, cause ain't no reason for this money to stay. Like what you want, I got Jesus give